Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to play and talk more about the Lion. Yes, the Lion, the Italian tier 10, pretty much Christmas tank that, it's going to be a while before this comes for sale, but it has now been given this very unique looking camouflage that kind of does look like a mane, like a lion's mane. I think they could have done a little bit better, but to be fair, I do think it looks okay. Maybe if the bottom was sort of orangey yellowy, and then the turret may be black, so like a black mane. I don't know, but I think it looks decent. I just think they could have done a little bit better. So is this tank still fierce like a lion? Now, I really enjoy this tank. I do admit I do enjoy this tank. It's not the greatest, it's not the most OP, but it is a very, very good tank, especially when you do play it correctly. Now, obviously it does have the reserve shell. So if it has the reserve shell, we know that it is an auto reloader. So do bear that in mind. So reserve shell, those of you that haven't been around for a while, so basically it's an auto reloader, but the final shell that you shoot has like an ultra reload, like a mega long reload, so it stops you shooting that last shell, and it really wants you to reload your shells first and then shoot. So it's it's very, very difficult when you've got a shot, when you've got a target available, not to shoot that last shell. Some people do, some people don't, but you will suffer with DPM if you shoot that last shell. So I'd always recommend only shoot that last shell if you absolutely have to. So your turret armor on this thing is 180 millimeters, so not the strongest, but it can get bounces. Your hull is 120, so not too bad, not too much on your hull, sorry. You've got a 2,892 DPM. So yes, going with all the other medium tanks in the tier, it is very, very low on DPM. But you can expect that with the reserve shell. And of course, you can get that better when you're just firing one shell at a time. One shell reload, one shell reload, one shell reload, etc. So your damage, your reloaded between each shell is 3.33, and then what I'm talking about is your reload. So you shoot your first shell. Now we're looking, it's kind of backwards. So you shoot your first shell, which is actually shell 3. You've got a 4.68 second reload plus your shot in between. So you've got your 4.68, or you've got your 3.33, then your 4.68, and then you've got your 3.72. So very, very good reload for your shell 3 and 2. But if you want to shoot that final shell, it is a 16-second reload, so a very, very big reload. So yeah, you're looking at sort of 7-8 seconds between your first shell. Again, 7-8 seconds, just less for your second shell, but then and then a 16-second for your final shell. So you really don't want to be waiting for that final shell, or you don't want to be shooting that final shell. Your armor penetration is 261 on your AP, 339 on your heat. Of course, we are running calibrated shells, and your HE is 66. You've got a 340 alpha gun, which is quite nice. I mean, it's not too bad. 290 on your heat and 430 on your HE. Your aim time is 3 seconds, again not too bad, and your dispersion is 0.317, not too bad, with a nice 8 degrees of gun depression. And this tank does run tungsten shells, which gives you 105 to 125% of average damage, so more average damage when you're running the tungsten shells. So I do like the tungsten shells. To be fair, it is one of my favorite. It is one of my favorites. I love running tungsten shells. So we're going to get into a game now. We almost mess up this game completely, but luckily we managed to get there. We ended up just like a 1 versus 1, and it was a very, very good player. So one more mistake from me, then it would have been game over. But so we're going to the left. There is 2 mediums on my team, 2 mediums and a light tank on the enemy team. So we could be completely run over because the rest of the team have gone right. However, we do have a heavy tank coming with us. Now, straight away, you can see 4 tanks, maybe even 5 over there that have been spotted. There's no medium mediums though, so we do have to be very, very careful. Now this guy has been spotted, the Caro's been spotted, but the AMX is pushing forward, the WZ is pushing forward. So do you know what? Let's just push forward. Let's just get rid of him as quickly as we can, because that's one medium out of the game, one quick tank out of the game. So it's you know, it's very good if we can rush. Now the AMX 50B has just taken a beating. I mean, he's just lost a lot of his hit points. So this is what you see. Look at the reload. I've got one left. I've got one shell left, and if I shoot it, it's a 16.3 second reload. If I don't, it's just a just over a 3 second reload for that final, or for that second shell, and then a 4 second shell, reload, just over a 4 second reload. So you're best off just not shooting it at all, unless obviously you're about to die, you want to get one more quick shot off, or there is a one-shot tank that you really, really need to get rid of. That's the only times I would honestly use this this final shell. Now, of course, sometimes I do get very, very impatient and I just shoot it anyway. So, I mean, is he a one-shot? Do I take the shot or do I wait? I'm going to wait because he's not quite a one-shot for me, but then I do high roll anyway. So now it's a 4 versus 3, 2.2k damage, and the best thing with the auto reloaders, you can pump up them damage very, very quickly. Like, you'll be surprised just how quickly you can pump up damage. So I've got 2 shells left. This is where I start to mess up. Like, I could have waited. I could have literally waited 0.1 of a second, but I didn't, and that could have changed like a lot of this, because I could have killed that 268 now, but I actually used my final shell to kill that guy, and now I'm on a 16.5 second reload. I just have to wait, but luckily we do, my teammate does clear him. And again, this is where I'm going to wait a little bit. I should have waited all 3 shells because he is quite high. But now, stupidly, I didn't wait all 3 shells. And this is a very good player. And this is where I do start to mess up. So I'm going to reload 1 shell. He's now a 1-shot. Because he's a 1-shot, I'm going to try and get the shot. But again, I do mess up. Now I'm on a 16-second reload again. So I'm going to switch to heat. Oh, my bad. I'm going to switch to heat. I'm only going to reload 1 shell because of time, and I'm just going to take my time and aim at his weak point. And luckily, I do get it. But if I would have missed that, shot right there, he would have reloaded his auto-loader, and he would have probably been able to kill me. So we do get a little bit lucky. You know, it's not the best damage in the world, but I still think it is a very, very good tank. And as you can see, that VZ55, very, very well played. And if he would have beat me, he would have got the mastery badge. So I do feel sorry for him, but he had an amazing game. So hats off to that guy there. So yeah, that is the Lion. Again, I don't think it's going to be around for a long time, because normally Christmas tanks are not. You're probably looking at maybe even 6 months, and when it does come round, it probably will be in crates. But let me know if you have the Lion and what you think of it, and what you think of its new camouflage. Hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye.